see your hands. Wave them at them bitches hating on you with their friends. Girl, you got it.
Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. For those who don't know me, I'm Neek, and I'm back with another reaction video. I actually was trying to debate which one I wanted to do because I actually have two very interesting stories that I wanted to bring to you guys. But unfortunately, I can only do one at a time. So, baby steps, baby steps. All right, so this first story comes out of Texas, Houston, Texas, and it's about this young mom. I believe she has about 3 children, and she actually uprooted her children from Florida to Houston with inspirations of being a influencer, a social media influencer. This happened while all of the temperatures and all the states and everything was dropping. It was like a deep freeze type deal. And she basically ended up on the street with her children and in a homeless shelter eventually. So it was all over the news, and people have been talking about her story nonstop about, of course, again, just uprooting her children with no plan, no anything, and just, running off to, I guess, chase her dream. And so obviously a lot of people had a lot of things to say about it. And you know me, I'm going to see what they have to say. So you guys know the routine. I'm going to show the original video, and then I'll be back with my commentary.
He has to be left in the cold tonight. The mayor toured this warming center in Acres Homes this afternoon. It's one of dozens spread throughout Harris County tonight, giving shelter to those who couldn't find a warm place to sleep.
Get somewhere safe and warm for the night until I'm able to figure out at least how to get home.
Kiara Jones came to Houston from Tallahassee at the start of the new year, chasing after a dream.
This is like one of the biggest populations of the social media influencers. That's kind of my goal, to become a big influencer.
She'd been staying at a motel this month with her
3 little munchkins. I love them. They're so sweet.
But by Monday, she says she'd run out of money.
It just became too much for me after a while.
With temperatures dropping and no place to go, she says she called 911. Police brought her and her kids here.
All right, well, without further ado, grab your snacks, grab your tea, and grab your trees. And let's see what the people of TikTok have to say about this situation. I definitely, of course, have my own opinion, but I also have my own story. But I'll wait to give that at the end.
I found it. I found the girl's TikTok.
Okay, y'all, so I just ran to the bathroom real quick to do this quick video, real quick update. It just
Is it
blew
quick?
the freak out of my mind. So I told y'all that I was at a warming center, but I had no idea that they were closing tomorrow. So why? I just had this funny feeling that something was going to happen today. Why in the world did I just end up on the news? I have no clue how it happened. I had a gut feeling that something crazy was going to happen because, like, every time I took the boys to the bathroom, I don't know, it's just like it was just something about them. Everybody was just, it was just some positive twittering going on about my babies at the place that I'm at. So I had no idea that they had already been, chattering, chattering about me and what was going on with me or whatever. So the new mayor came in and he asked me, could he speak with me? Now, when they asked me, could the mayor speak with me, I did not know the whole camera crew was going to come over. I had no clue that was going to happen. And even after that, I think I just had an exclusive, awesome news interview. That just blew my mind. I'm not even going to lie, y'all. I don't know what to think. I don't know how to feel. But get ready to see me on the news. I don't know how to act. I don't know how to feel about this. It just happened out of the blue. I'm getting butterflies. I don't know what to say about this, but I just had a gut feeling that something was going to happen today. But yeah, quick update. I just wanted to come and give y'all a quick video and let y'all know your girl's going to be on the news.
I can already hear someone in my comments being like, oh my God, you turned a black woman down. Shut up. Shut up. The fact that that TikTok had maybe like 40 likes, 30 comments, you know, you saw her at. So if you want to go support her, feel free to go support her. I saw one of her other TikToks. She was talking about, I think, washing her face or something. And the babies was calling out. Why hear a man in the background disciplining that child? Disciplining, like, stop. So I'm like, I know you didn't motherfucking move to Houston over a man. I know she didn't. But of course, that makes more sense. That makes more sense to me. Oh, God. You didn't even stitch the video of them talking about you to be like, hey, that's me, so that people can flock to your page. I legit just went in like the little search bar and I saw you in the glasses and I'm like, okay. But yeah, that's the girl TikTok. If y'all want to give her some likes and views, feel free to go support Kiara. Feel free to go support her. I won't, but y'all be safe.
Y'all, please look at this video.
Somewhere safe and warm for the night until I'm able to figure out at least how to get home.
Kiara Jones came to Houston from Tallahassee at the start of the new year, chasing after a dream.
This is like one of the biggest populations of the social media influencers. That's kind of my goal, to become a big influencer.
She'd been staying in a motel this month with her
3 little munchkins. I love them. That's so sweet.
But by Monday, she says she'd run out of money.
Mind you, this is her page on TikTok right now. And she gained at least 1,600 of these followers within the last 24 hours of being on the news. These 2 videos I just watched is of her doing Get Ready With Me. And her child is on the toilet taking a number 2. These videos aren't edited. They have, like, they're just all over the place. They're not edited. They're not, no transition. It's just a run-on video. I thought she had a following and then moved to Houston to, you know, chase her dreams. But this is her TikTok page, and she gained at least 1,600 of these followers within the last 24 hours. Her Instagram or Facebook, nothing else is linked. What is going on? The light is on, but no one is home.
She moved to Houston to become a social media influencer.
Yeah, girl, we saw it. The question is should we care? So at first, the humanitarian side of me was just kind of like, oh, okay, yeah. But then I was like, no, absolutely not. You mean to tell me that, like, literally in like prime winter months, you drove in a U-Haul with 3 children across country from Florida to Texas to what? Follow some type of a pipe dream? Okay, well, I see people who are in the comments and who are, you know, basically like, oh, girl, like, good for you following your dreams. Like, you should absolutely follow your heart. What are you talking about? This is not some, like, chicken noodle soup for, like, the teenage soul. Like, this is not a Disney film. This is real life. You guys, let's be really for real right now. She said that she literally packed up in a U-Haul and then drove across country into Texas. First of all, I don't know, maybe I don't know anything about, you know, driving U-Hauls and moving trucks, but I literally just moved from California to Texas in a U-Haul. And I didn't look at all their fleet, but I also used to work for Enterprise, and I don't know any type of a fleet logistics vehicle that is going to be able to accommodate a grown adult and then 3 children in like car seats and stuff like that. But I could be tripping, right? And then what kills it, y'all, is the fact that she moved across country during the peak months of winter. And then she said that she made a call to 911 and I guess the call was something like, hey, I am an aspiring influencer and I have 3 children with me. I don't have a place to stay. And guess what? You all have a cold front that is now here and we're going to freeze to death. So we need some assistance. Can you please help? Yeah, that's right, guys. I just don't understand. Like, here's my thing. Like, I am all about, like, going after your passions and, like, you only have one life to live and this and the other. But here's the thing. Like, I am a single adult who is childless. And there is no scenario in which I would feel compelled to leave my current situation and then move across country without, like, just certain critical things to be lined up. And I've heard of people moving across country, you know, without a job and like really risking it all, but not with like 3 kids. And on top of that, you're moving to what? To be an influencer? Okay, so what's wrong with the Wi-Fi in Florida? I'll wait. Y'all, it just wasn't making any sense. And so I literally kept listening to the video and just like, it's like maybe I'm missing something. And then you know what came up? The GoFundMe. Yes, she literally has a GoFundMe to like raise money. I guess according to the news report, it said to, like raise enough money to, put down a down payment on a home or like an apartment. I think that's what it was. And my thing is like, I still don't understand how this was just not already lined up. Like I don't understand how you could just chance it like this. And apparently this young lady, apparently she only had like 70 something followers or something like that. So I'm still just trying to understand. But then when I heard that a GoFundMe is involved, I was like, oh yeah. Oh, here we go right now. And so like, I'm like peeping what you're doing. I was like, okay, yeah, you actually may have some type of a future in being an influencer because you're definitely pulling out the right stops, to like pull on people's heartstrings. Because let's be for real, like what better way to come on until right now when they know, like, they know it's cold. We know that we hear all these reports about like homeless people freezing to death. What better way than to like compel to people's hearts than to like be a single mother with children and you have no place to go, it's cold out, and like, of course, you're gonna like be calling for people to like give you money. But you know what though? This is the problem with GoFundMes. Yes, I said GoFundMes, because people like this individual, I feel like they'll get on here with their delusions of grandeur, and they will literally make such poor decisions, and then they will have the audacity, the cojones, to literally get on here and be like, hey, you, GoFundMe. Fund me for my absolute, complete, like, regard for like the lives of my children and the poor decisions that I've made. Like I knew I had to be missing something, but y'all, I'm telling you, it gets even worse. Apparently she also came to Texas with a man. So on top of everything else, on top of how the story already ain't making sense, the U-Haul, the fact that you have all these kids and there's another adult that's present too. How did y'all for real get all up here? I feel like she like strategically like left that out of the news report. Now, unless there's something I'm missing, I just feel like it's giving scam. It's giving like irresponsible, like quick come up. Like that's really the energy that I'm starting to get here. Listen, y'all, all I'm saying is in like 2024, like we're just not gonna sit here and we're gonna just like let the okie doke get on us this time. We're just not like people. We cannot allow people just to get on here, turn on their phones, call up the news reports, and then have them like sing their sob stories, and then us not like question them and like be like, okay, but wait a minute. Because with everything considering in regards to what she said, cause y'all, for a second, she almost had me too. I almost was like, oh yeah, I feel you. But then I was like, be all the way for real right now. I don't know, like, maybe I'm tripping. Am I tripping? I don't feel like I'm tripping, but maybe I'm tripping. I just kind of feel like there was so many other options. There were so many other decisions that could have been made. There's so many other steps, things that could have, alternatives that could have happened before you physically getting to Texas and then ending up in some type of a shelter where you have kids who probably don't even know really what's going on. But if you over here really trying to pull the okie doke and this is like all like on some type of a hoax, or not even a hoax, or even this really is just the result of your really piss poor decisions, I really hope that this is worth it. I really do hope this is worth it for you. But hey, sister, like you may actually have some type of a future in being an influencer. All in all, I wish you the best.
So I just seen that lady who moved from Florida to Houston to be a content creator, and I did a little like diving and stuff just to see, and I'm trying to figure out what made her think that she could get up and move her 2 small children to Houston to be a content creator. Like, what made her think that she could do that? And then all on the news and stuff. Girl, what is you doing on the news? You need to be at work. You need to be at work. Moving across to another state is not easy. especially when you have small kids, because you have to find daycare, schooling, babysitters, family members, all of that. And it don't seem like she has none of that. She's literally depending on followers on TikTok and Instagram or wherever to supply her life. And I honestly feel like people support a lot of ignorant stuff on the internet, but this one thing we should not support. Like, that's irresponsible. That's very irresponsible, and somebody need to open up a CPS case on her, because you can't just wake up one day and say, okay, I'm gonna neglect all my responsibilities, take my 2 small children, and move across the country with nothing. Them kids don't deserve that. I would never do that to my kids. Me moving from Michigan to Georgia, that was hard. And me and my husband had jobs lined up. We had jobs lined up, housing lined up, and it was still hard. But we make it work because we go to work every day. Kids go to schooling, daycare, babysitters, all of that. We make it work. Like, this lady had no plan. She literally just said, I'm finna move to Houston. I'm finna get a bunch of followers, and people gonna supply my life for me and my kids. That's not how this work. No. You need to be putting in some type of work, and more than just an Android video. Is you crazy, lady? Hello. Y'all gotta stop doing that. Y'all gotta stop doing that for real. Because them kids don't deserve that. That's just wrong. Flat out.
Get somewhere safe and warm for the night until I'm able to figure out it.
I did that same thing. I moved to Houston blind. Like, I moved blindly. But I had family. And I had a little help here, too. When I, was coming. Because I was just like, okay, I'm going to be cool. My family here. They're going to help me, get to where I got to get. And then I had well, she wasn't my friend. She was somebody that, when I used to go visit my cousin, I used to go out with her and shit like that. But I moved down here blind as hell the first time. Yep, and I had 4 kids. But one of them I couldn't leave in Louisiana. One of them I had to bring with me. So I left my other 3 kids in Louisiana and I came here with my youngest. Worst experience in my life. Worst experience in my fucking life. I would never in my life go to a state, another city, or none of that, bitch, blind. Where's your fucking stick that you need to be? Yeah, you're blind. Don't go nowhere without some type of resources done. They fucked me up. Their first trip to Houston fucked me up at the end. I think I was there for what, 2 months, 3 months? I think I was there for like 3 months, and nobody was trying to help me do nothing. Like, I came here for y'all to help me, do this. I got to do this on my own. So I think back then I was like in my 20s or something. And I was like, I guess depending on people to help me when you need to help your motherfucking self. But the end of that first trip moving here, I had to write people notes. I had to write letters. Because that's how fucked up and stressed out and anxious and depressed I was at the end. I didn't even want to talk to nobody. I didn't want to come out the room. I didn't want to do nothing. So, but my next time that I moved down here, I made sure that I got my resources together. I made sure I had a place to stay for me and my kids. I made sure I signed up for food stamps. I'm saying, I had a job lined up. I had to stay with somebody for 2 weeks, and that was it. I had to have a plan. That's what it was. They want to know how long you going to be staying in their house if they their type of people. But don't bring me down here if you're going to not help me and you're going to stress me the fuck out. But you can't go nowhere blind with no kids. Nowhere, bitch. You got to line up a house, a job, or something got to be lined up. And then when you get to that place and, you get a little situated in it, then you can get your resource. You can get to doing your job applications. You can get to, trying to get you a car. All that type of shit. But I would never do that shit ever again in my life. That shit fucked me up. But I learned, it was a lesson learned. You can't depend on people. Family, friends, nobody. Depend on yourself. That's what the lesson that I learned from the shit. Because when I came down that first time, I was dependent on, they're going to help me and take me here and take me there and do this and that. No, sir. No, sirski. None of that happened. So when I came this second time, I came here on my own. I made sure that it was.
I just found Kiara's page. I think that's how you say her name, Kiara. I don't know. It's spelled a little different, but I just found her page and seen a video she uploaded this morning. There was a man's voice in the background. Where did this man come from? How are you with a man and you're homeless? There are zero ways. Zero ways. One day, my boyfriend gonna say, you wouldn't even be with me if I didn't have no money. I said, you're goddamn right. We're 30 years old. We are too old for that. Too old for that. We not 20. We not 19. We're too old for that. I would never sit up and struggle with a man ever at my big grown age. I can't believe her. I can't believe it, Jesus. Y'all. There's a man in the mix. Oh my God. And I'm not even gonna hold you. I kind of feel like she's slow. Just from, sorry, Kiara girl. But yes, I'm gonna keep going with what I was saying. Just from the type of videos that she posts, like, it's giving a little bit touched. And then also to know that she's out here with a man, homeless, it gives touched. He probably said, let's move to Houston. She said, okay.
Jones came to Houston from Tallahassee at the start of the new year, chasing after a dream.
So I'm sure all of us have heard about this by now, and if you haven't, allow me to give a quick recap. This lady that was just in the previous video, she's from Florida, Tallahassee, Florida, and she decided to up and move to Texas to become a social media influencer. Y'all remember that one little stitch that was going around, what screams trashy parenting to you? Uprooting your kids' lives from a stable home, a stable environment, and a stable income without being able to offer them any type of stability whatsoever. Essentially what this lady did was, how do I say this nicely, irresponsible, to say the least. She has 3 kids. 3. Now, I'm a huge supporter of follow your dreams, fuck these corporations, do what you do, let's give money back to the people, yeah. What you mean to tell me you ain't had no job lined up, no housing lined up, no type of income lined up, no nothing, and you ended out in the cold with your 3 kids, and now you look into the world to feel sorry for you and support your ass? Now, I'll tell you one thing, there is something sorry about this situation, but it ain't me. Like, do you realize the type of trauma this must have put on her kids? Do you know how selfish you have to be to not consider your children's well-being before you move, before you do anything? And I'm not talking about move to another state, move to another city. No, I'm just talking about moving in general, making moves in general. If you don't consider your kids first, what are you doing? And this lady hopped in here talking about, yeah, we moved here at the beginning of the year and it just didn't go the way we wanted it to go. Baby, it's the 21st of January. The beginning of the year just started. We're still at the beginning of the year. So you basically just sat here in all of our faces and told us out your own mouth, out your own 2 lips, through your own teeth, that you moved your children to a whole nother state and didn't even have any type of savings, anything in your bank account to support y'all through the month. And you're shocked that you're homeless? You're shocked? You're surprised it didn't work out? Did you plan anything, or did you just move on a whim? Honestly, this feels like impulsivity to me. You impulsively got up, left your job if you had one, left your home if you had your own, and went to a whole nother state for a dream. How long have you had this dream? Because you ain't playing shit, my baby. I can tell you that right now. You can't sit up here and tell me that you did. And if you did plan something, you might want to work on your planning skills just a little bit. Just a little bit. Now, let me calm down. Let me take it back some. Let me just... Because like I said, I understand wanting to follow your dreams and make them happen, make them come true. I'm a huge supporter of that. In all honesty, that is part of my plans for 2024. I want to start recording my music. I want to start cooking more and get into culinary school, finish getting my GED. Like, I want to do all of these things. I also have a plan in place for all of these things. I'm not just gonna invest all of my money, all of my time, all of my energy. I'm not just gonna like uproot my daughter on a whim and a prayer, because that's essentially what you did. And I am so sorry if I sound too harsh, but in all honesty, you might need just a little bit of harshness in your life, because I genuinely feel like no one in your life could have told you how bad of an idea this was. And if they did, you really need to start listening to the people in your life, because your kids are now being affected. And most of the time, I'm heavy on ACPS, leave black people alone, because y'all know y'all like to harass us. However, in this particular instance, I wouldn't be too upset if they just popped in to take a little look-see, just a little look-see. Like, I'm not saying take your kids, but maybe offer you some sort of guidance, parental classes, like business classes, something, because you clearly need it. And parents, you will hear from me at some point that I am a big advocate of, look, in order to be the best parent that you need to be for your kids, sometimes you need to put yourself first. This wasn't one of them times. I'm sorry, this wasn't. And even when you're putting yourself first to be the best parent that you can be for your children, you still have to consider how you move will affect them. You still have to consider what are they going to get out of this. Now, granted, she probably was just looking at the big picture. She probably was just looking at, you know what, if this works out, I can get a nice car for my kids. I can get a nice house for my kids. I can get all the stuff that my kids want. But right now, you can't even get the stuff that your kids need. You can't just consider the good outcomes. You still have to consider the bad, because the bad is still a possibility. And that's not to say don't have a positive mindset. Don't think positively about yourself and your abilities. But think realistically. Right now, realistically, if I was to start back modeling, like today, I would have to get updated headshots. I would have to make sure I have reliable transportation to get to and from go-sees, to get to and from auditions, to get to and from any jobs I may book. I'm going to have to reinvest in my modeling bag, because most of that stuff that I had before I had my daughter, I lost. I have to build up my makeup again. I have to buy everything that I need for when I go to an audition, black bras, all that shit. If you a model, you know. But realistically, how would it affect my daughter if I made that kind of investment? And unfortunately, right now, it wouldn't be the wisest investment to make right now. I need to invest in our stability. And that's not to say I can't work on it in small ways, because I can. But to like go all or nothing right now would be kind of unrealistic and would put my family in a really bad place. Do better, bro. Just do better. Because this could have been avoided. Your kids didn't have to be out in the cold. You didn't have to be out the cold. Like, do better.
Biggest populations of the social media influencers. That's kind of my goal to.
Kiera, don't piss me off. Do not piss me off. Now them babies, we just talked about the storage unit, man. Now you picked up your stuff with your kids, moved to a different state to be a social media. I've never heard of somebody. It's not that deep. I'm not the brightest crayon in the fucking box. But since when do you have to move to a different state to be a social media influencer? Is that a requirement now? I only be feeling bad for y'all kids. I don't feel bad for you. Today is only the 19th of January. How did your plan get fucked up already? Either you didn't have enough money saved up, or you just went there with no plan. No plan. This is fucking bananas.
Houston has hit a whole new high, y'all. I know you're just like me and waking up and seeing all of these videos about this lady that moved to Houston to become a TikTok influencer. I did the same shit about 3 years ago. So I feel like I have a pretty good perspective on this. This lady did not set herself up for success. She rented a car to get out here, was staying in hotels with her 3 children during a freeze. They were out on the street, couldn't afford any more days in the hotel. Had to call the fucking fire department to take her to a warming center. Miss Girl, you have 3 children. When I moved to Houston, I had a vehicle, I had an apartment that I was moving into, and I left my dog at home for a year while I figured shit out here because I didn't know what my schedule was. And I'm glad I did because I ended up stripping. To make it out here, sometimes you have to do what you have to do. And of course, I made it. Thank you to all of y'all. Love you down. She didn't even have an iPhone to record content on, y'all. I'll give it to her. I was very delusional at first. I literally moved out here with 15,000 followers or something like that on TikTok. But I had already had videos that had hit like hundreds of thousands of views. Just from like me showing my body. Because my body's tea, of course. But this girl had like 300 followers on TikTok before she moved out here. She had the plan. She just needed the platform. Babe. And you know what? Shit. I guess her delusional ass manifestation is like working because she got interviewed by the fucking news at the homeless shelter. And now she's going viral. Everybody's talking about it. I've seen 3 videos already today. Shit, baby. You want to do a little collab? We can do a little 1-2 TikTok dance together. Shit. I would love for this to be your come-up story. You know how crazy that would be? Y'all know how crazy that would be? Literally, this lady delusionally manifested this shit. Because she's going viral now. I wonder how many followers she has now. I really wonder. Can somebody please comment and tell me? I just had to give my 2 cents. I love y'all. Bye.
All right. So, yeah, that was quite a lot. I do try to remain empathetic to people's situations because I don't know what they've been through. I don't know their mindsets, and I don't know them. I only know the snippets that I see on TikTok. And so I try to be as balanced in my thinking as I can when it comes to these type of things. However, when it comes to children, I kind of have a different outlook on life when it comes to those. I don't even have children, but when it comes to children, disabled people, and old people, the elders, I don't play about them. I don't play about them. So, number one, I have been through certain situations dealing with my mental health and just different things like that, different periods in my life. And I didn't know if I was coming or going. And I remember going off to actually Georgia, not knowing anything. I didn't have a plan. I didn't have a backup. Didn't know anybody, but I just felt like I was being led to do that. I don't know what I was running to. I don't know what I was running from, but I felt like that's what I needed to do to find myself, I guess. Terrible idea. I always have this saying that that I jumped right off the porch onto my neck because I did. Now, I do believe that it was a necessary time for me to go through simply because I've learned so much and I'm definitely not the same person that I was back then. But luckily I had family that I could come back to. They gave me a chance to come back, reestablish myself, get myself together, and just, figure out what I needed to do for myself. Now, unfortunately, not everybody has those choices. And again, I am empathetic to that. However, when it comes to children, especially small children who just don't know any better, who aren't capable of understanding situations, things like this can traumatize them. You uprooted them from their home, from their friends, from their schools, from everything that they knew, and you brought them down to an environment to where they're unstable. They don't know if they're going to wake up under a roof tomorrow and outside to the next day. So I don't think that's fair to the children, and also I don't think that it's fair to use them as what do you call it? I don't know, use them just as pawns in your game. If it's a game. Again, I don't know this young lady from a can of paint. I can only say what I can observe from the inside looking out. And I just don't think that it was a good idea. If you can, I believe you should go back home, but I'm not your mom. I'm not God. And at the end of the day, the choice is yours. But again, think about the children. Think about the babies. They're innocent. If you have family back in Florida that you can send them back to, please send them back. Because it's not fair to them. Give them a chance. Now me, whatever I did, I didn't have any children. And so I didn't have that to consider. And if I did, I feel like I most likely wouldn't have done the things or did that. I wouldn't have just ran off to an unknown place with unknown people. I wouldn't have done that. That wasn't a good idea. But especially with children. Because it's one thing to put myself in danger or put myself in harm's way. But when you put the kids in harm's way, that I can't get jiggy with that. Well, that is all for today, folks. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. I hope you enjoyed my commentary. I would love to hear your comments, your opinions down below. But again, please be empathetic, please be kind, please be nice. But still, speak your mind. I hope you guys, again, enjoyed it, and I see you guys trickling in. I'm not in a rush to be at 1 million. I know I will be there one day, but no rush. I do appreciate you guys for your support, for the comments, for just taking the time to watch my video. I really appreciate it. I have fun making these videos and just reacting to them. So hopefully it'll be a long journey and we can take it together. Well, we are all out of time for today, but don't forget to follow my other social medias. I am on TikTok. It is I_am_unique. My Instagram is I am unique_. I'll put it all down below. And also don't forget to like, subscribe, and comment so that I will continue to show up in your algorithm. Also, you can turn on the notification bell. I think that's it. All right, guys, it's been wonderful. And just remember, I am unique and so are you. Love you guys. Bye.
Let me see your hands. Wave 'em